What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Gridiron North. Today we're doing something a little bit different, less practical and informational, and more visual and opinionated, and maybe even a bit controversial. Today I'm going to rank every CFL team's logo from worst to best. Logos might not win you games, but they build the team's identity and sell tickets, and some teams have nailed it, others not so much. So let's get into it. Number 9, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I know it's a classic, but honestly, it's boring. It's just a white W with a blue outline, and it doesn't even use all the team's colors. There's so much history with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, you'd think that a logo would reflect that a bit more, and it feels more of just a really lazy corporate logo. At number 8, we have the Edmonton Elks. It's a pretty similar problem here. The Elks switched their logo a few years ago from an actual elk to the classic double E with a twist. The blocky double E letters feels like a downgrade, and it's like they tried to modernize it but forgot to give it any edge. It honestly looks like a weaker version of their old Eskimos logo, which had a bit more personality and that circle around them. I think it's a missed opportunity here. At number 7, I have the Hamilton Tiger Cats. This is honestly an opposite issue from the last two. I do really want to like it. I love the colors, but the tiger just looks way too cartoonish for me. It's also always slightly off-center as the legs stick out at the back and the circle just doesn't seem to fit right. I get they were going for action and aggression, but it ends up feeling a little bit outdated and something like from the early 2000s. It's iconic, but could use a little bit of a refresh. For number 6, I have the Montreal Alouettes. This one's better, but it's just okay. The design feels a little bit flat, and I think it could pop a lot better with a white outline or some better contrast. It's kind of hard to see sometimes, and it's got a modern vibe which I can appreciate, but there's not much depth to it visually, and I feel like it's missing one final tweak to make it a pretty solid logo. At number 5, I have the Toronto Argonauts. Now we're getting into the better logos. I actually don't mind the Toronto logo, and I think it's pretty creative with the A and the boat and the oars and all that, but I do think it's a little bit weird and the shape is definitely awkward. It ties into their history and it's creative and sticks to their roots. The only thing holding it back is the shape, and overall I do think it's solid. At number 4, I have the Calgary Stampeders. This one's simple, but it works. The galloping horse is clean and sharp, and there's a lot of detail, but it's not over the top. It reflects Calgary's identity perfectly, and it has connections to the Calgary Stampede. There's nothing flashy here, just a strong, slick logo that holds up and stands the test of time. At number 3, I have the Ottawa Red Blacks. Now here's one that actually kind of surprises me. The saw blade design with the R might seem basic at first, but it absolutely pops, and I love the ragged edges around the saw. It uses all the team's colors, and I can appreciate that, and it also looks awesome on helmets and merch. It's sharp and modern, and it just kind of works. I don't know why. At number 2, I have the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Now you can go ahead and call me biased, and I might be, but come on, this logo is loaded with symbolism and history. From the S to the giant wheat sheaves and color scheme, it's a visual identity that's been around for generations. It's not flashy, but it's timeless and clean, and one of the few CFL logos that feels iconic. And for number 1, I have the BC Lions. This logo pops, the lion design is detailed without looking too cartoony, and the font is crisp. It's aggressive, professional, and stands out in any context. This is how you're supposed to do a modern CFL logo. Bold, balanced, and built to last. So there you have it, my full CFL logo ranking from worst to best. Did your team land higher or lower than you expected? I don't know. Let me know your top picks in the comments, and if you think any of these logos are due for a rebrand. Me personally, I think that Edmonton and Winnipeg should at least both reconsider, but hey, that's just my opinion. And hey, this is just the start. Every week I'll be dropping more CFL content, including deep dives, rankings, predictions, and all that. So stay tuned, and this is Gridiron North. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in a few days.